Oh no, it's another basketballing game, isn't it? So, as you know by now, I'm not a basketball fan, but I know who Michael Jordan is. He's the esteemed actor from Space Jam who was discovered on set by a basketball manager and given a lucrative side hustle in the NBA. And I also know who Big Bird is. His sports skills are well documented in the PS1 game Sesame Street Sports. The two guys on the intro screen do not look like either of these chaps. Maybe I'm being overly critical, but as we saw with some of the wrestling games, for example, it is possible to make a rough simulacrum of a famous person in pixelated form. These two are just generic basketballers. I'm appalled to the level of offended by the one song present in this game. Even if I wasn't a musician, I would know it's terrible. Although, heck, it's a sports game, music was never going to be that important of a factor. What upsets me more are the nothing short of horrendous sound effects. There isn't any in-game music to cover them up either, so you're left with a collection of very abrasive, poorly coded sound effects. No crowd noise or anything like that, just a horrible whistle which is very grating indeed. Horrendous is the worst word I can think of without swearing, but that doesn't come close to how bad the sound is in this game. It doesn't get much better with the actual gameplay. There are a handful of game choices on the start screen, but they all result in a virtually identical game, leaving you wondering why it was necessary to be lied to by an options menu. You play one-on-one against the computer. The opponent scores on you virtually every single time, regardless of where he is on the basketballing pitch. It doesn't matter where your character is positioned or what buttons you press, you will so rarely block his shots. I did it once by accident, and they nearly always go in. However, when you are in attack, there is no notion of any kind of aiming or skill on your part to reply. You can't learn how to be accurate, no finesse that you can employ at any point. Pressing A once when you have the ball causes your player to jump into the air as if gravity has been cancelled. Instinct, and every other basketball game I've ever played, would tell you to press A for a second time when you wanted to take a shot. However, this does nothing. You have to press B instead. Why this couldn't have just been the same button for both parts, I don't know. It's an unnecessary layer of programming that does nothing for the actual gameplay. With a mind on page space, I'm going to cut this review a little bit shorter than normal because I dislike this game so damn much that anything else I write will come off as vitriol. There is no appeal at all, even if you are a basketball fan, and it goes to show that in the 90s, Michael Jordan was more than happy to put his name to any old pile of wank if the money was right, and you know he got paid. Look at those publishers. Electronic Arts were no small fish in the world of sports games. There are plenty of other choices if you really want to play one. This is absolute toss.